I don't have enough money for Taco Bell. What I do have, though, is this pristine example of an 80s hardcover book written by Gary Gygax called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Oriental Adventures. This lets the player in your Advanced Dungeons and Dragons game become a samurai, a ninja, and a whole host of other types of characters. We just finished about a 1.5 to 2 year campaign of this, and someday, of course, we'll probably go back to it. It was a lot of fun to write for, especially, you've got to flesh out the players' families and where they rank in that clan's hierarchy. You might be a samurai that's close to I think it's Daimyo. That's what we were using anyway. And of course, there are many Daimyos underneath the shoguns that run the countries there. Anyway, so we use this book an awful lot. There's a very good martial arts system, which we also added to a little bit. I gave the characters maybe a little bit more of the special moves that the martial artists get, and it really wasn't a disadvantage for the monsters, because a lot of times if you failed to perform an action or a move, the player was penalized. So it was really, if anything, it was amusing and funny, but when it worked, it was it was really good to see the characters succeed. So anyway, there was this. And our campaign ran where they were in a port city near a forest, and the forest was being infiltrated by barbarians led by this female warlord who was after gaining control of the forest, and she had somehow discovered a claim of what was it? It was like ore. And also she just recovered a magic item which was very powerful that could cause earthquakes. So she threatened the town closest by. Anyway, there's that. But we used this campaign setting here, Kira Tour, which had the giant maps and everything to flesh out like the islands and all that. And we used what was really their version of Japan. So if they got interested in the shipping lanes and all that, then they probably could have gone to Kiratur's version of China or some of the other, nationalities and everything, and I would have had to flesh all that out. But they really decided to stay on their mainland. Anyway, it was a lot of fun to play that, and I wish I could remember all the different classes. But of course, instead of fighter, instead of paladin, instead of ranger, you had some different name type of warrior classes. I don't seem to recall what they were. It was like maybe Bushi or Ronin, and then for the wizard class, it was like, Wu Gen, I think that might have been it. Yeah. And any one of these classes could have been a ninja, and the ninja was sort of tacked on to any of these classes because it's kind of like a hidden thing. So you never knew who the ninja was in the group, and that was kind of corny. I think they could have made the ninja its own class, and then they could have disguised. But that's, however you want to run a game. They did come out with a complete book of the ninja in 2nd edition, and I know I have it, but I wasn't going to let my players use it and get it all dirty or whatever. But anyway, I used this box set when we were downstairs. I used this, and again, I'm a fan of Baby Metal and Bandmade. This is just one of the CDs that I got a few years back through Amazon. Kind of a hilarious CD cover, but there's some good songs there, and they've got some excellent albums. Some of the newer stuff I'm not happy with, but yep, we had fun with this campaign setting. I highly recommend it. It was not hard. If you're used to 1st/2nd edition rules, You could easily read these as Dungeon Master within a week and incorporate this into a brand new campaign where everybody is of an Asian type of character class. And again, it was fun. Good night.